Hey everyone, Andrew back again and welcome to another video, and it's Saturday so I'm back with another slasher review as part of the TheHORROrmans Slashback Slasher Challenge series, and this week's theme is Sleaze or Cheese. So Joe wanted us to review a slasher film that was either sleazy or cheesy or both. I've decided to go with a movie that is a little bit sleazy, and I'm going to be reviewing Cruising. So this movie is centered around a pretty sleazy topic, the S&M and leather gay community subculture, and that is pretty much the theme running throughout this movie. There's a serial killer on the loose targeting gay men within this particular S&M community, leather community. And there's an undercover police officer that has basically infiltrated this particular scene to try and track down these serial killers. So that is pretty much the storyline to Cruising. Now we'll move on to my thoughts. So this was another first time watch for me, and I've been wanting to watch this movie for God knows how long. It's been many years. I've known about this film for several years now, and I'm finally just got around to checking it out. This is the Arrow Blu-ray release, which I will be talking a little bit about towards the end of my review. But yeah, this was a first time watch for me, and it was a recent arrival, so I thought this one fitted the theme pretty well, because there are some pretty sleazy moments throughout this movie when the movie is set in the S&M nightclub. There's some sort of sleazy moments throughout. So yeah, that's why I decided to check out Cruising. So my thoughts. I thought this was really good. It was a extremely competently made movie and a very well made film. I did have a couple of issues with this movie, but for the most part I thought it was really good. This was a different type of slasher film though, because it is sort of more of a story-driven thriller, crime thriller I guess, because there is a serial killer on the loose. So the slasher elements kind of take a little bit of a backburn, but they're definitely there though, because there is killings throughout this movie, and they are fairly graphic for the type of film that it is. But this one is definitely more sort of story driven, and I thought it was really well done. I really enjoyed the story. I thought Al Capone, who played the undercover cop, Steve Byrne, I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job. His performance was really mesmerizing to me. His character and performance just drew me in right from the start, and I was heavily invested within not only his character, but really the whole story that was going on within this movie. There were some other police trying to investigate the murders as well. They were really good. And I thought this movie did a really good job of showcasing the leather and S&M gay community. I thought it did that really well. It wasn't silly or over the top. It was pretty natural, and really well done. So I was pretty impressed with that. I also think this was definitely a little bit ahead of its time, considering this one came out in the 1980s. 1980, in fact, this one came out, I believe. So for this particular time period and this particular theme within this movie, I was really impressed with how they pulled it off. And I do understand that this was pretty controversial at the time, and for good reason, just because of the subject matter and themes throughout the film. But yeah, as I've already mentioned, really well made and extremely competently made as well. The acting was really good, especially from the Al Capone character, Steve Byrne. I thought he did an absolutely fantastic job. He was really believable in his role as the undercover cop, and the further you got within the movie and the more that he was trying to investigate and find the serial killer, and the more he kind of got involved with this particular gay culture, you could really see his character changing, and it was really believable. So I was super impressed with the acting. As for the killer, pretty typical serial killer sort of thing, so a little bit different from your traditional slasher obviously, so I don't really have much to say about that. I did forget the location, so this one is set in New York, and I think the location was fantastic for this type of movie, and it was kind of a mixture of night filming and day filming, and they both worked really, really well. There were some great scenes in the gay S&M leather nightclub, which was really, really good, and then there were some really, really good shots of the city during the day as well. So yeah, this was extremely well shot. The cinematography was absolutely fantastic. Now, there are a couple of issues that I do have with this movie. I thought the third act, it kind of fell off the rails a little bit and felt a little bit lackluster, and kind of the showdown with the undercover detective and the killer was a little bit lackluster in my opinion, and a little bit anticlimactic. Also, the ending was a little bit inconclusive. It didn't really wrap up the way that I would have liked. It was kind of left a little bit too open for my liking. So those are the couple of issues that I have with this. But other than that though, I thought this was a absolutely fantastic serial killer slasher style movie, especially considering the subject matter and theme and storyline throughout this movie and the time this came out. I thought they did an absolutely fantastic job capturing that side of gay culture. It was really, really believable, and it felt pretty real and genuine. As I said, a very well made movie. The acting was fantastic, especially from Al Capone's character, or Al Capone himself, and the Steve Byrne character, really, really good. And I also really, really liked the cinematography, as I've already mentioned. So despite a couple of slight issues that I have with this movie, I thought this was really, really good. And I'm glad that after all these years, I finally got around to checking this movie out. So that's my thoughts, that's my review on Cruising. I quickly want to mention this Arrow video Blu-ray. I highly recommend this release, by the way. The transfer was really, really good, and I've gone through some of the special features, not all of them, but again, Arrow have done a great job on the special features. So yeah, if you're looking to upgrade this movie or you don't own it already, I definitely highly recommend the Arrow video Blu-ray release. Awesome, awesome edition. So yeah, there you go guys, that's been my review for Cruising. If you've seen this movie, let me know what you think of it in the comments section below. And if you haven't, and you can kind of handle a gay themed movie with this particular theme and storyline, I definitely would highly recommend checking it out for a serial killer movie, especially from 1980, as I've already mentioned. Extremely well made, and great performances, and really, really good storyline. So that is it for this week's review. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next Saturday when I'll be back with another one, thanks for watching.